Oh, Salama, thank you, sis, for that. Because forgiveness it's very hard to do. But I've learned, I learned that the scripture in the Bible said, "Don't let the sun go down, and you're still in anger."
Yeah.
Because my grandma always reminds me of that. Because I get into a fight with my grandma all the time over chocolate cakes and everything.
Yeah.
And so, so I've learned to.
Now, honesty is good. Honesty is good.
You
Let's
feel
keep
me,
going.
brother?
Yeah.
So like I've learned, and on another serious note, physically, like I understand what I'm saying, says that, peace comes, true peace. You have to learn forgiveness because physically it causes you anxiety, physical, like gives you bad, arthritis and all that because you're holding grudges and so so.
What would you advise somebody that's going through this very situation in their life right now, where somebody has hurt them so bad, and now that person left, but that person has not come back with an apology and asking to be civil? What would you tell them to do? What advice would you give them? Imagine it's a friend coming up to you tomorrow.
Yeah, well, first I would say that why have you given someone the power to affect you so much? Why? I don't know. Like, I'm being like, I don't know. This is where I'm coming from. If I'm married to you, like we're one, but I'm not gonna give you so much power that you're gonna make me cry, or I don't know. Like, I'm being honest here.
No, honesty.
Like, I still love them. I still love my partner, and I do. I'm not saying I don't love them, but not enough. You shouldn't attach yourself to someone that much. I don't know. I just think it's right for me. You also looking at me weird. No, but I'll tell them, the first thing I'd say to the person is, why have you attached yourself to someone that much? Why have you depended on them for your feelings, like they've affected you so much? The second thing I would say...
Hold on, let's stop on that first thing. Right? It's a very good say. It's a very good question also, but someone coming into you and the first thing you say to them is that, do you think it's condemnation or do you think it's not condemnation? Because at that very moment, their mind is flying through different stuff.
So in my mind, it's not condemnation, but in their mind, it might be perceived as condemnation. So what I would say to that
It's not bad. I'm just putting it out there.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But, so what I would say to that person now is that you need to heal first. There'll be anger, there'll be emotions flying up and down. So I think spending time in isolation for a little bit, just so you heal, analyze the situation from a third-party perspective. Because I've tried it before. When you're angry and someone's cheating on you, saying to someone you forgive them is a lie. Because you don't forgive them while you're in all that emotion. You can't do that. So I think you have to take some time out and realize who you are first. Understand that love is within me. Yeah. And once you can understand that love's within me and understand that you're accepted, you are loved, that what's happening to you in that relationship doesn't define the love or doesn't mean you're not loved. It has nothing to do with your actual state of love. And once you realize that, that's when you can actually forgive others.
What do you think, Earth?
It's just like what Cesar was saying, like when it happens, your first feeling would be anger and frustration.
Yeah.
And you should like take time out and then definitely cool off because you do not want to accept to meet up with them while you're still in that emotion.
Yeah.
And when you do calm down and, I believe you have to have that knowledge of forgiveness and like love, because you can't give it if you don't know it. And then because if someone comes up to me and like they want to be civil after like what they've done, they're admitting that they're wrong and wants to live in peace and stuff, and I think a lot of people would overlook that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage and to be like humble yourself to like admit that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And coming to face that and talk it out, but because most people will just run away.
Yeah.
So you got to have that perspective too, that they're willing to drop their pride and just come talk to you and apologize and stuff like that.
Very good points.
I think I would ask the person who's asking for advice. I'd ask them like, what do they want? Do they want to be, you know, stuck in this cycle of, you know, unforgiveness or bitterness? You know, what do you want? Do you want to like overcome this? And if so, then yeah, take the steps or step back and reflect on yourself and what you want to be in life, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. Do you want to be more loving? Do you want to, you know, overcome?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely your perspective on just relationships and love in general. And because personally, I've had a relationship where it caused me a lot of depression and anxiety, and we just got so exhausted of each other, we stopped talking to each other, and that's how the relationship ended. And there was just so much grief and anger in it. And then as time went by, like I myself just discovered my identity with love, and I identified with that. And like just one day this person came back into my life and, you know, like asked to be civil with me. And for me that just brought me a lot of joy, and I was just very grateful, you know, like throughout all of that, in the relationship, we were still able to be civil with each other.
Yeah.
And I was still able to look at that person with love, because I just know that person is love.
And it doesn't mean you gotta run back to the person and so forth. Don't get that wrong. Don't get that misunderstanding. But your progress in all the areas of your life is dependent on your forgiveness. Forgiveness has held a lot of people back in their career-wise, in the mental state, and so forth. But the question I would like to throw out there, because someone coming to ask you that very question, in that very moment that they're coming to ask you that question, their mind is going chaos. There is a lot of thoughts coming in from all directions. What advice would you give them to how to manage their mind at that time? Because you might say, we've talked about a couple of things like isolate yourself, but I've seen people isolate themselves in that situation and hurt themselves. Oh yeah. Now, we got to be specific now. How did someone manage their mind in that situation? Yeah.
Some people just do, like, because they don't even know how to manage their emotions. Yeah, so that's why they feel like that in the first place. No one's given them the understanding and told them that they had the power to be able to take control of their own emotions. But yeah, what I would do in that situation, you know, first I wouldn't validate it, but I would help this person navigate their mind. And
sorry, what do you mean by you wouldn't validate it?
I wouldn't. So if they're feeling, you know, if they're feeling bitterness or just ungodly feelings towards this person, I won't be there to encourage that. Or
why not?
Because if I allow that, if I encourage that, then I will let them believe that it's okay to feel like that for somebody, towards somebody else, when I know that there's a better way.
What if the person that cheated on them really hurt them?
Yeah.
Doesn't he deserve to be talked about like that?
Do they deserve to? Yeah. So like, you know, you can. It's good to you know, let them talk it out, acknowledge it, but don't validate it. I wouldn't validate it. I'd tell them that the fact that they acknowledged it is so powerful, and it's, you know, that now that you know this, you know, what are you going to do from here?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to dig a deeper hole for yourself, or are you going to, you know, overcome this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really bad emotionally. I cry, and what's this thing? I dig into my love songs collection. I put on Mariah Carey, you know, Heartbreaker and all that type of love songs. You know what I'm saying, Sizzy? And like what brother was saying, you know, the top, you know, with the world music out there, they go to the top love songs. You know, I do all the whole, you know, Cry Me a River. That's how bad emotionally I am.
Yeah.
You know, the TLC Waterfalls.
That's what you currently do. But what would you love to be able to do?
So now I just, you know, I put on my favorite gospel hymns now, and so I just give it to the Lord.
Yeah.
And then or cast on, like my grandma taught me a young, you know, jingle song, kid song back then, like cast all, you know, cast your burdens unto Jesus. So I just do my little gospel hymn, and then, you know, I've stopped digging into my love song collections, you know, and I just that's.
Because do you believe that there's going through heartbreaking songs and so forth, does that intensify the emotions?
You feel me, sister? I want to, you know, sister.
It's a general question. Does it intensify emotion?
I'm going to be very transparent here. When I had a really rough year last year, the music, I shouldn't be laughing, but like when I was like suicidal, the music I listened to was suicidal, which was the most ridiculous thing I could do at that time. But I think it's because it validates your emotions. That's why you listen to it. And I think that's why people listen to these love music, because it validates the person's emotions at that time. So I know two different things, but see, with love songs, I wouldn't listen to a love song if someone broke up with me. Like, like, I don't know. Like, but it's different because with suicide, it was within me. I was fighting myself. That's why it was so hard. But someone else, like, cry and listen to one song and move on.
I did the ice cream ball, I started. You know what I'm saying? That's why I found my grandmother, like, with the chocolate sweets. You know, I just comfort and, you know, I just hit that. You know, I do my little moves and moves in between the lines and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, you know, so I didn't get into that. I shut the door, keep up the bed, and so I put my gospel in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy the content? Thank you. If you want more, follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and our website for more. If you love what we do, support us on Patreon, Subscribestar, Crypto, and all links in the description below. Hey, RCTV, peace out.